What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy the True Gaming. Well, I don't rap it for you. I don't sugarcoat it for you. I'm just gonna get that shit to you raw, man. And in today's video, we are finally here, everybody. We are finally here. After weeks, hell, even months. I don't think it was that long, but hours and hours of editing. We are finally here. The day of the Advanced for Honor guide. I'm just gonna say, man, I never thought I was gonna finish this video. It was just so many times I had to cut and cut and cut because I originally finished this video and the video was 3 hours long, if I'm not mistaken. And it was just so long, I'm like, no one's gonna watch this video. Like, I don't care how into For Honor you are, I'm not watching that 3 hour long video. So I just said, hey, let me cut it down. So I cut it down. I got it to about where I am right now, so about an hour. And I think anything below that is just, I kind of feel like I'm cheating you guys out of information that you guys could be using. And I really don't want to do that to you guys because I originally cut it all the way down to 30. And I was like, that's kind of messed up. I had you guys waiting this long for a 30-minute video. That could have been out within the week. So I left a lot of the information in. There is a few things that I cut out because I wanted to touch on those specific things that will make you just that far up there above the rest of the players you're going to play with. But I will touch that subject just enough so it won't be extremely long. So like I said, this is going to be a multi-part series. Today is going to be offense. The next time I'm going to come back, it's going to be for defense. So for today, we're going to focus solely on offense. But before we get into it, man, I just want to say thank you guys for all watching my video, man, on the Shinobi guide. I put a lot of work, a lot of edits, a lot of hours into that. And I honestly didn't think anybody was going to watch it. I honestly don't think anybody's going to watch this one. And it kind of slowed me down a little bit. And, me not wanting to really handle what I'm supposed to handle with, making this video. So I'm still a small content creator, so it does take me time. But without further ado, man, let's stop the bullshit. Let's stop wasting time. Let's just get right into it, man. There's really not much to say. Let's just sit back and enjoy, take in all the information. And yeah, let's do it. All right, right before we get into this, let's take a look at the overview of the entire guide that we're going to do. As it says right here, today is going to be only the offensive portion, but this is pretty much every single thing that I will cover. So today's video will be the offensive portion. The next time we come back will be the defensive. And then the next time we come back will be hero progression, development, and so on and so forth. So that's how it will go. This will be a multi-part series. So it's not all going to be on one day. It's not all going to be on 1 week because that'll be a lot of information for somebody to soak up. So we're going to set the video out, go over the video, and we're going to let it, marinate a little bit. And then after that, we'll come back probably, when I record the next part. So I haven't been having any help, so I've been doing all this my own. So if you would like to help me, XRyuChiOniX is the gamer tag. It's always in the description, as always, for all my videos and my shorts. All right, so let's take a look at some of the things that we're going to learn today for the offensive portion. Frame data, we're going to start with that off the bat. That's very important. Everything else I'm going to teach you means absolutely nothing if you don't have a basic understanding or basic grasp of what frame data does to you positively and negatively. So we're going to go over that. There is something called frame trapping. For those who are very advanced in this video is for people who are beginners, intermediate, and very advanced, those top level players. So people who are really into the game or those top level players, they already know what frame trapping is. I'm going to introduce you a little bit to frame trapping, but I'm going to save that for a separate video because that is something that's very, very complex, and I have to actually show you exactly how that works and how different characters can actually do that. And I had that in the video originally, but that just was almost like 30 minutes by itself. So I had to cut that out because I know you guys didn't want to watch almost a 2 hour long video. So that's, like I said, I'm cutting some of the things out. So I cut a little bit of that out. Guard break manipulation. I'm going to show you that, I think, entirely in also another video because that also goes into anti-ganking, where I explain where you can literally just guard break somebody, whether you land it or not. You're going to take off 60% of damage that you get, plus you're getting double the revenge. And that's how some of the bullshit I say, you can bullshit your way out of certain situations in anti-ganks, but that's completely different. So I'm gonna leave that out. All right, so now we're gonna go over the different type of lights. We got a regular light, the enhanced light, and check light. I'll let you guys understand the differences and when you would want to use which specific light attack. Maybe which is better. I don't really think one is better. It just depends on, you know, the character and what style you're playing in. There's bashes. I'll go over the different types of bashes. There are charged, there are uncharged, there's hyper armor in them. So bashes are very, very important to know because for some of the characters, they are your bread and butter. So you need to know what they are and how to stop them. There's true undodgeables and innate undodgeables, meaning pretty much the game has actual undodgeable moves in the game, and they have them indicated as a blue indicator. But there are some that are just unintendedly pretty much undodgeable if you move in a certain direction. I kind of went over that a little bit, but I kind of left it out because it kind of extended the video a little too long. So I cut that out. I cut a little bit out of the chain into the top light too. I'll probably explain that just a touch over it, but I don't want to go too deep into it. Like I said, I had to cut some of it out so it wouldn't be so long. You got the uninterruptible, which is your hyper armor, your unblockables. I'll show you how to use those and kind of mask exactly what you're trying to do. Then there's the untechable, but I really didn't want to get into that because now I'm kind of exposing some of the secrets of certain characters, and I have to use those characters and go deep. So I'll save that for another video, but I will go over. I do have a few examples in the game of what an untechable is, and I'll show you a little bit what that is and how you can use it just a little bit though. So we got more. So now we have bleeding, the tracking move sets. It's not undodgeable, but it's just moves where the move is more intended to give more forward momentum to catch you if you're doing something stupid in the wrong situation. I'll show you the difference between soft feints and hard feints. That's really more for the newer players, but also for a little bit more the intermediate. I'll go over a little bit why you would want a soft feint, why you would actually want a hard feint in certain situations over a soft feint. Chained attack versus infinite attacks. I'll show you how to buffer attacks and delayed attacks. I'll show you what that actually means and how effective that is. The hyper armor and the offensive and defense, and that kind of ties in what I had before. I kind of mixed and combined some of these so I can shorten the video down a little bit because I had it spaced out in different exact examples. It extended this video to 3 hours long. That's why I kind of cut it down and condensed it a little bit. Momentum and the pressure, that is very important. If you guys do not watch anything else in this entire video, you need to watch the frame advantages and disadvantages portion, and you also need to watch the pressure and momentum portion. If you do not watch anything, I'm going to say it one more time because it's very important. If anything in this video, you do not watch anything and you cut this video off in like the first 5 minutes, you need to watch those two portions, the frame advantage and disadvantage and the pressure and momentum portion. That is probably the most important part. Everything else you can kind of slowly pick your way up, but this is a quicker way to learn everything, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's that. Okay, lastly, after all that, we're going to do some of the range manipulation. Range manipulation is very, very important, especially when you fight somebody who knows what they're doing. They know every single thing of every character, and you're really not going to be able to, you know, just do whatever you want. You're going to have to actually know some IQ of the game. That's where range manipulation comes into play. Reads and combos. I'm going to show you not necessarily like what combos to do. That will just be kind of pointless for you. I want to show you I'll show you what combos you can do, but I want to show you why it's working. I'm going to break it down why it's working. And as you can see, I got the circles right here. The one guess, the combo reset, the practical, the guaranteed, all that. I'll show you exactly what that means, and I'll show you how to implicate that into your read. Okay, I'll show you how all of that ties in pretty much into your offense. Now, the reads, that's a little bit of where I think most people struggle. But before you get to the reads, everything else before that, you need to have everything down pat, because that will just make you an offensive nightmare, pretty much. It's almost impossible to shut someone down who knows every single thing in this video. So that's what I'm going to show you, and we're going to get you guys to that point. So stick around for the video. All right, so right before we get into this video, I'm going to go over the learning objectives. This is pretty much what you should have down by the end of the video. As it says right here, by the end of this video, you should have an understanding of the concept of rock, paper, scissors. I'll explain that in the video. You should have a medium level understanding of frame advantage and disadvantages. Pretty much means that you should understand a little more than, oh yeah, there's frames advantages in this game. You know, you shouldn't just be throwing the word out. You should actually know what it means. And I would say a little more going into the advances, you will be able to tell based on animations where, oh shit, I literally can't do anything in this next point. There's no point in me swinging. That'll be when you're more advanced and you've been playing the game a little bit more. You should understand why in certain situations that you got beat out of an attack. You should understand that by the end of this video. We'll go over that a lot, actually. I got a few examples. We'll do some clip reviews, and we'll get you guys there where you guys need to be. This video will not make you a superb, instantly god level player in this game, because there is, like I said, there are other things that I have had to cut out because this video would be so long. So I would probably put that somewhere else or in a separate video. So yeah. All right, a few more things is you're going to need to understand a basic to medium level of how to apply offensive pressure and how to apply momentum. Like I said, this is very, very, very important. Like I said, if you don't learn anything, or you don't pay attention to anything, or you just don't want to watch this entire video, you need to watch those two sections. I will be trying to put a timestamp in the bottom somewhere. I don't know how to do that. Like I said, I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube thing, and I don't really know how to do that. So I'm thinking I just go down to the description or the comments and I just put the times itself. I'm pretty sure, but I'll figure that out. If not, I'll ask somebody. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. But like I said, that's very important because you need to understand the concepts of how that works. And I'll let you understand why in certain situations you guys are losing fights because you're trying to use one or the other in the wrong situation. So that's I think that's about it. Let's get right into it. Let's do this. Okay, like I said, man, we're going to start with the introduction to frames. The frames is very important. As you can see, I throw a light, he blocks it, I can't throw a light back. That is where a lot of your classic pub players who play Dominion or they hop in a breach match, they'll do this all the time. No matter what I do. You can see the zone here. I might be able to get it out, you know, but at the same time trading with him. That means I'm not positive. That means I'm neutral. All right. As you can see, I'm throwing it heavy. I can't get that light off, which means I'm negative. I'm negative. That means negative means I don't have the advantage. That means I'm going to get hit first. I'm going to get hit first. I have to accept that fact. In certain situations, there's nothing you can do. So as you see, I can do an option of if I know I missed it, instead of swinging back, I can just get out of the way because 90% of the time they're going to retaliate with the light. I can't parry lights off the rip, so I'm just going to dodge. There's no need to stand there and play this tit for tat and back and forth game with people. You got to start playing smart. That's what you really got to do. Finishers are different. Finishers are completely different. So watch this. I do a finisher, and you look, as you can see, we traded, right? I do it again. We're trading. So what does that mean? I'm not positive. I'm not negative. We're neutral. We're on the same playing field. So no matter what, we're going to trade. You need to keep that in mind when playing offense. I'll show you later. Okay, so now watch this. This is really important. So now we swap characters rated, right? Light, same thing. I can't swing back after getting my light block. I'm so negative. The animation is barely out. I couldn't zone. I couldn't do anything. So what am I going to do? If I can't swing, there's no sense of sitting there. I'm just going to sidestep. Now I need to take my loss. Move out of the way. There's no need to go toe-to-toe with somebody. It's just like a boxing match. There's no need to stand there in front of somebody and just taking unnecessary hits. But as you can see now, I landed heavy. That pushback you see on his animation, on the enemy's animation on the warden, That is what's showing me that I have advantage. That's what you want. You see that finisher, I'm able to land that light, but I couldn't do it with Shinobi because this character has different frame advantage. And now that you're seeing that, this is what introduction to frame trapping is when you consistently put your opponent into negative situations where they can only parry, full guard, or dodge. Barely dodge most of the time to get out of it. That's why it's a whole different thing when you frame trap people. So that's very, 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 very important when you're doing that. Continuing with this whole frame advantage things, this is not stopped when you're just doing lights and heavies. This goes with every character, like every character. As you can see here, this is a bash. This is a soft feinted bash, but this is a bash. Now, I have advantage because he can't guard break me before I throw my light attack. He can't. As you can see, that one is different. He is able to guard break me. But this one, you can't GB me out of this bash. There are bashes where you can GB someone, but you can't do it. Some people are going to say, oh, you can just parry it. Yes, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. Right now, I'm talking about the fact that it could land because this is what frame advantage and disadvantage looks like. I'm just showing you what this actually looks like because this is one of those things you need to actually see it. I know I'm a visual learner, so I need to actually see it. So as you can see, he could do something like that. That's the bot is just crazy. But you can't mash out of that. As you can see, you can't mash out of that. He can't beat me out unless he does a crushing counter, which is in the same direction. But if he actually wants to light me, he can't do it. But since I'm playing Kensei, I'm actually positive. I can move out of the way and do that dodge attack you just seen me do, as I did it again. This is what frame advantage looks like. This is also a form of frame trapping when he thinks he's positive. He's not positive. He's not positive. You see that? That's going to land every time. His only option, because he's dodged and he does not have a dodge attack, his only option is to parry or block. And it's a three-way attack. He's not going to really see which way it's coming from. A different bash here. As you can see, I can't swing before he does. I can parry. That's about it. I can't do anything. This is a whole different bash. The Kensei bash, I was positive I was able to swing. This, I'm super negative. Super, super negative. Yes, I can backflip, but I'm not showing that. I'm just showing the fact that you can actually do that. Yes, you can GB, but I'm just showing you the fact that positive in frames and negative in frames, what they look like. There's some that are very obvious. There's some that are not. That's why you need to have a little bit more knowledge in what's going on. So that's why I'm showing you different variety of characters in different situations. Tiandi. A lot of people hate Tiandi. He throws a lot of lights. He throws that bash a lot. But look. Wow. Look at that. I can't get an attack off. I can't get that light off. He's lighting me out of that. As you can see, he's lighting me out. And this isn't just because it's Warden. Warden has some decent speed lights. But when you start mixing it up and you do that, now you're throwing hyper armor into the situation. You're making yourself from negative into a positive situation, which is why you can set people up and making reads, and you're setting people up and frame trapping them, making them think that you're negative, but you're really positive. You see, this is why For Honor is very complex, and that's why I had to make this video, because there's a lot to go on. Then there's bashes where they're not neutral, they're out of a combo. As you can see here, I threw a heavy first, then I went for the bash, right? You just seen that, so we're gonna look at it again. I don't know what I was doing here in this clip, but let's take a look at it again. I zone, I go into the bash, I get snuffed out. I'm able to get mashed down, as you're seeing right now. Zone into bash, I'm getting snuffed out. I don't have enough frame advantage to do that full bash. That's what I'm trying to show you here. I throw a heavy. Now, as you can see, I'm landing that bash before he's able to swing. As you can see that, right? That's why it's very imperative as far as making reads and knowing the frame advantage, because you need to know what options you have available for people who love just swinging. If you know you have an opponent who just loves swinging, well, now you need to mix up your combos to make it where he doesn't have a chance to swing, which is why you start frame trapping people. And then people start getting mad and sending you hate mail You know, you become an offensive nightmare when you're able to switch that switch on, like just like that. Just like that. Whenever you want, you can put someone negative frames all day long until he decides to play your game. Look at this. All day. All day. But look, I can't do the zone. Can't do it. So why would I keep doing that if I know he loves swinging? All right, so we got a different variation of lights. This is just your basic light, same clip. Basic light. If you get your light blocked, the combo stops. That's it. It's over. That's it. As you see, super negative. Super negative. So it really doesn't matter, but the light is what I'm showing you. Next, we have a whole different character. Now, the lights and enhanced lights, they're all character-based. This character has what's called enhanced lights. Enhanced lights pretty much means the combo does not stop. As you can see, he's blocking it. That's not a heavy, that's a light. He's blocking it, but the combo continues. It continues. It looks like a heavy. It reacts like a heavy. So this is similar to a heavy in certain situation where you have different frame advantage. Now, if you know a character loves mashing after your first light, throw a second light. As you can see, I have the bot to set on for him to throw it. But if I finish with that second light, I'm not positive. I'm not positive, as you can see. I'm trying to do it, but this character is really weird. I don't really pay this character. As you can see, he's mashing me right back. So it's the same, slightly different. Next, we have to go to another character that people really don't play. This is Lawbringer. This is what's called a check light. A check light. A check light pretty much... not a check engine light, as I know someone's probably going to say that in the comments. Please don't. Check light just simply is just a light to keep him honest. It's not supposed to do a whole lot of damage. It's not supposed to just get you this long, big combo. It's to make you move his guard. You want his guard up top. It's something simple. It's usually going to be quick. I want your guard up top so I can do other things. I want to open my options up. This is what you call, I'm going to open you up light. I'm going to show you another character that has it. He's actually getting a rework. So here he is. See, he has the same thing. Top light. This is to get you to open up. I want you to open you up so I can get different options. Now, when I get you worried about this light, you're so ready to stop that light with a block and swing back. But now I've opened up my two other sides. Now I have a 50-50. You're so worried about that top light because the light usually comes out a little bit faster. I'm able to open up different sides. And if you're playing as an assassin, which is why check lights are really, really, really effective against assassins, they have that reflex guard. And reflex guard, which is pretty much your guard disappears after a little bit. You can't just hold it manually. You have to reset. You got to hold it up, let it reset, hold it back up. And if you're doing that while feigning and he's really trying to worry about that check light, you're opening up different sides. So now he has to pick 3 sides instead of just keying in on which side you're actually trying to go to. This is all what you should be thinking about when you're fighting. All right, so we got the different bash types. This is called a neutral bash, which is pretty much you don't really need another light or combo to get into the bash. Usually this is just your dodge forward, guard break button. For me, I'm on Xbox, which is dodge forward X. Typically, these are usually punished by guard break. Punish means if he misses it, you can usually catch him with a guard break. Usually you can get a light off. Usually they're longer animations when they finish, so you'll know. This guy is the king of bashes. He has an in combo bash right here, as you see. I'm trying to land, I tried to land the full charge up, but this is why frame advantage is important. So let's look at it again. This is just the basic one, right? I do it after a light. He can't swing out of it. He's too negative, and that's just a light attack. He's too negative to do anything. He has to take it. He has to deal with the mix-ups. That's what you want. You want someone to deal with your mix-ups. That's exactly what you want him to do. I can't land a full charge one. As you can see, I don't have enough frame advantage. He's going to interrupt me, so I can only get that tap. I can only get the tap one. I land a heavy. Now I can land the full one, but this one has hyper armor, so I can't be interrupted if you swing anyway. This is why frame advantage is very, very important, because you need to understand why certain situations you're getting beat up. And it's not because you suck at the game. It's because you're just not understanding what you can actually do. And this is why advanced players are beating you, because they know, oh, you're not actually doing anything. You're just swinging. So now you don't know what you're doing. I'm going to take advantage of that. So that's why I'm showing Centurion, because he's a really, really bashy character. Really, really bashy character. I'm trying to show you here the punish for this thing, but it's not doing very good. So right there, bam, he GBs me. I can't do anything. I can't do anything. Bam, I can't do anything. If you're a Centurion main and I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. I don't really play Centurion. I got like 2 reps on. But typically I do this and it works for me. As you can see, I'm being GB'd out of it right there. I'm missing, and because I'm so negative on frames, I'm able to be guard broken. As you can see, right? That makes sense? Okay. This is a neutral bash, right? Usually your longer animations. I'm getting guard broken. Bam, right there. I miss it? No, not that time. See, now I'm throwing a heavy in. You see, you got to know what characters can do. That makes you a little bit more advanced. That's going to make you more advanced. When you can see things like that and you know you're going to be negative and you know he's going to GB, now I'm just going to throw a heavy in your face. And now I'm starting my combo, because now I'm not going to just back off you like I just did now. I'm going to start my full-blown combo. So that's why it's very imperative to know what your frame advantage is for your character. That's why I suggest you just stick with one character for a little bit. Stick with one character, give it about 10 reps. If you don't like the character, drop him. I say give it 10 reps. So that way you understand what you can and can get away with. For various different levels of players, though. All right, let's go into some of the pressure moves. We're going to start with the bleeding. Bleeding is, I would say, important, but as you become a better player and you kind of fill yourself out and you're actually true to how good you actually are at the game, you'll kind of be able to ignore or, you know, deal with the severity of bleeding. For people who don't know, or people who are low level or don't have the game, I'm bleeding. You can actually die from bleeding. I think that some people actually don't know that. That's for more of the newer players. You can actually die from bleeding. If you are bleeding, I'm just going to say, for in general, you need to understand the severity of it and increase the intensity of the fight. You need to push the pace. You don't have time to sit there, play defense, because now the momentum stacks. As you can see, the damage, it's stacking up. It's stacking up. Not even including feats. Most of you guys play Dominion. This isn't even including feats. Okay, we're talking about just regular old training right here with the bot. And the amount of damage that he's doing by himself without feats, it could be detrimental to you. You don't have many mistakes left. Plus, on top of that, most of the time you're getting hit, they're going to increase the intensity too. So you don't have much room for error, as you can see. Look at the health that fast. You don't have any room for error to be sitting there trying to play cautious. No, you need to increase the pace of the fight to stop the bleeding. You need to get him out of there. You don't need him to sit here and poke you away and trickle your health down until now. Oh, now he's got 3 homeboys to come over and to come gank you. You need to increase the pace and play with some sense of urgency here. That's what I see a lot of people do. They get bleeded and they're just sitting there. They just want to play defense and turtle up. The time for defense is over before you got bled. So you need to go straight to offense and get him out of there. So next we're gonna go over the hyper armor. Hyper armor, uninterruptible, whatever you want to call it. I actually hear people say it's called the unstoppable. You are not unstoppable. I can kind of see what you're saying. You're not invincible if that's what you think you are. You're not invincible. You're gonna take damage. If that should be said right there. As you can see, essentially, if someone's swinging and it's timed the correct way, they can't stop your attack from coming up. That's essentially what hyper armor is. But keyword, it has to be timed. You're not just gonna be able to have no brain and just throw an attack whenever you want. You're gonna have to actually know the character. And that's why I say that's really more of an advanced way of playing a character, is abusing your hyper armor. And this is in a defensive manner or going into an offensive manner. Typically, defensive hyper armor is kind of put with backstepping heavies. As you can see, I'm doing what I'm doing here. This is more of it. I would say this: it could be used either offensive or defensive based on your reads. If you know the character loves covering ground, he's not backing down from nobody. He's just gonna walk you down. You can do a backstep heavy into hyper armor with this character. Every character doesn't do it because you need to know the character. This character has hyper armor on his opening heavy, which means his first heavy, which is the opening one, he can throw hyper armor. This is an unblockable. Unblockable, if I am guarding, it's gonna go through. I have to actually parry, whereas you just saw me do, I have to dodge. As you can see, my guard was there. I can light him out, you know, I might trade, but you know, you want to play that game with an unblockable. It's a lot of damage. There's usually gonna be a lot of damage, so the only way to stop it is to parry it. Yeah, another one with the unblockable. This character also does have unblockable. Technically in the game, a bash is considered unblockable. If no one knew that, you can't block a bash. So the bashes that we had earlier with Centurion and the Shinobi with the kick, you can't stand there and say I was blocking. I don't really try to block. Well, you can't block a bash. So with the unblockable, you can't block that either. So it's technically an unblockable, I guess you could say. So as you can see, it's going straight through his guard. Now, when you get more advanced with it, and you know that people, they need to know that people know they need to parry that unblockable, you can start playing with the range game. That's where it starts looping into the range manipulation, where you can intentionally put that unblockable like right at his face and do something completely different. You can throw the unblockable and you can step back, you can step around him and go for a GB, a lot of things. This is what's called an undodgeable. This is not an innate, this is a true undodgeable. I would say true undodgeable, which means this is actually intended by the game developers to be an undodgeable attack. As you can see, I can't dodge in any direction. Can't. It's gonna catch me. The blue one, that second one's what you're looking for. As you can see, it's blue. I'm rolling out of it. I'm still hitting it. I don't know if maybe it's just me, but it looks a little blue to me. So if you're colorblind, I'm sorry. It looks blue. Yeah, it's you can't get out of that. The only way to deal with that is you're gonna have to deal with the mix-ups. Either you're gonna play the game the 50-50 and parry it, or if you have let's say a Vanguard, you could dodge into it, but you're playing the game the GB game. But most of the time, if you block that undodgeable, you're negative frame advantage most of the time, at least more than 50% of the chance. So we're gonna switch the character to somebody who's more realistic with the bullshit undodgeables. One of the characters I hate a lot with his dumbass undodgeable. We're gonna go to Orochi. I'm just gonna show you how bullshit this is. How he just can do whatever he wants with his damn undodgeable. I mean, look how ridiculous this is. This is what I mean, where you can't get away from him. There are certain characters in the game that you're gonna realize that you can't actually run from them. He's one of those characters. If you're fighting him, you're losing. You're just gonna have to die, because as you can see, there's literally nothing you can do. You can't out of roll. There's no timing. No, the game is intended for you to get caught with this 100% of the time. If you roll, run, or do anything other than do it. All right, speaking of bullshit, let's go right into some BS tracking. So this is a clip of me and my friend. I guess you could call it sparring. We're just kind of training. We're just warming up before we get on the game. And, you know, me and him are trying to get together of doing this competitive Dominion team. Since now with the whole crossplay, we've been really working on. I've been really working on some certain skills with him because I want him to learn certain things. And I'm going to show you at the end of this clip, there is something that you need to see. This is also what he's going to do is also an example of an untechable. He's a very good player. I will say that he is a good player. So if you guys want to play with him, his name is right there. As you can see, watch what he does. I'm not really going to say anything. Just watch what he does. Just watch this. Right? Now we're playing the 50-50 game. As you can see, that just hit me. You're saying wow too, right? That just hit me. We're gonna watch that again. This is what's called tracking. You didn't even see what he did. So we're gonna break this down. We're gonna break this down. This is why he knows his character very well. He did a side heavy, right? So he's doing his punish. He thought I was gonna parry. I didn't parry. All right. He tried to go for the GB. I wasn't going for it. He does a side heavy because that's gonna give him extra range to catch me. He does a top one. I dodged early and it slid forward and catch me, even though the character didn't even touch me. That's what's called an attackable. It's an attackable because had I actually not moved and just walked back, I would have been fine. But the fact that I actually hit the A button at any point in the middle of him doing that setup, I got hit with it. Here's another one. This is also a form of actually, I didn't show that part in this one. This is tracking. I cut the text part out of this clip because that was just too much. But let's look at that again. Let's look at that again. This is what we call bullshit tracking. Sometimes you're just gonna get hit with some bullshit and you don't know what to do. Look at this. We both are watching the same clip here. I'm gonna be honest, that should have hit me. Okay, that should have hit me. But he was thirsty, so that's what he got. He chased me throughout the entire map. Let's look at it again in slow motion here. I hit him. He's negative. He hit him. He's negative. He hit him. He's negative. Bam. People. He's negative. Your negative frame advantage. Had you been neutral or even positive, or let's just say neutral, that would have hit me. All right, so this is soft feint versus hard feint. Instead of showing the bot, I'm just going to show you in person so you have a better understanding. Hard feint essentially is I throw a heavy or a zone and I actually push B and then I throw my next attack. Soft feint, I can just throw a heavy and let's say I hit RB and I want to go left. I hit light and go on the left side and it automatically throws a light to the left side. Instantaneous. You don't see it coming unless you guess it right. Typically they take a little bit more stamina. If you get caught and they punish you, typically you'll eat a bigger punish. But the hard feint, usually safer. You can stop it and do nothing. You can go into GB. It's a little bit more safer, but they might see it coming. You know, you kind of play your own game, take a little bit less stamina. So you're trading off a little bit more on reactability, you know, a little more pressure versus, you know, more safer, kind of play with your own judgment, you know. And also depends on the character. Not everybody has it. So we're gonna take a look at this clip here. I'm using Raider. Raider is known for his soft feint top light. So we're just gonna take a look here. I'm throwing lights. Bam, right there. Bam. That's what's called a soft feint. I threw a heavy and I didn't want to go through the heavy anymore. I threw a top light and bam, went straight to the top light. That's pretty much what soft feinting is. This is just an actual real setting on fighting actually. So yeah, this is actually the clip from earlier. Look, you see how this guy just took off and he's just chasing me right here? I mean, he's rolling through minions trying to get to me. And he dies, dude. Like that was funny. I'm not gonna lie, but you know that essentially that's what soft feinting and hard feinting is. You kind of use your own judgment and also based on your own character. All right, so listen up. If you're an intermediate or a below, so that's new and intermediate players, this is why you are getting parried. If you're throwing all lights, this is why you're getting light parried. This is why you're getting your heavies parried. This is why people aren't dealing with your mix-ups. This is why people aren't respecting your offense. You need to delay your attacks. You don't have to throw them as fast as you can. As you can see, I'm mixing up the timings. And this comes into play when I'm about to show you right now. If someone wants to mash you out of your attack. Now this is just a character who has hyper armor, but this applies to anybody else. Look, he's thinking, this is simulating someone thinking that your combo is done, right? That's what it is. So we're gonna do it again. Look how long I'm holding that. If someone dodge attacks, you're eating that. There's no dodging out of that second heavy because we all know we play Raider. You light and then you go into the heavy right after. They usually dodge or do a dodge attack. Sometimes you miss, but if you hold it, you're eating that also, along with whatever mixes I come after. So this is also one too I see people do with the dodge attacks. Aramusha is pretty popular. Kensei's going down in popularity, so I'm using Aramusha right now. If I do it too long, I'm just throwing it regular heavy. But you see how I get a little bounce at the end? That means I'm delaying that. So on his end, it looks like I'm just dodging, but then out of nowhere comes an indicator. I don't want to just go straight into it because I'm too obvious. I'm giving him what he wants. I want to open him up a little bit. I want him to get used to me seeing that animation. So now he thinks I'm going to do it when I don't do it. And then he thinks I'm not going to do it, and then I do it. So you just want to mix it up. This is a classic one everyone does with our Musha. Light, light, light. But now I'm mixing up the heavies, right? So you want to mix up the timing so the indicator is hidden for as long as possible. Look how long I'm holding it. Look at that. It looks like the combo is almost done. Here's heavies. The combo is practically done. So let's take a look here. We got momentum versus pressure. To have any kind of momentum here, you need to have one of the two. You need to have two of any of these right here. We have pacing, the range, the direction, timing, and the defensive control options. Pacing simply means how fast the fight is going. Are you a slow, deliberate fighter? Are you a fast fighter? You need to control that. Range, you need to control at what will. Are you able to fight at long range? Do you want to fight at mid range? Do you want to fight walking him all in his face? The direction, you need to be able to walk him to a wall, walk him into a corner, trap him near spikes or a cliff or something. Timing, for example, if you know he's going to swing, you can instantly go into full guard and flip him or do something of that nature. If you're doing something like for defensive control options, you're limiting him to him having to parry or he has to dodge away from that cliff. You're limiting him that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what that means. Okay, so once you have any of those two, you will be able to apply pressure. The more of those you control at the same time, the stronger the pressure you will be able to apply. So that means if you have just the timing and the range, you'll be able to work someone to death for sure. You'll be able to work him to death. But if you're playing a super good opponent, just managing the range and his timing is probably not going to be enough. If he's walking you into a corner, your timing, your range is only going to help you a little bit if you're in a corner because you have to do something. He's controlling your defensive options, and he's controlling you in the direction, and he's controlling the pace. So I'm going to do some clips here. So the first clip here, I'm not really going to say much. I want you to take a look at what's going on here. Just take a look. Make sure you notice some important details in this fight because you need to be able to understand why you're losing certain fights. So we're just going to take a look here. You can look at whatever you want on the screen, the radar, the feats, anything. The health, the points to score, anything. Now, after that clip, did you catch what he was doing? Did you understand what he was doing? All right, did you understand what he was doing? Did you understand what I control? Did I have momentum? Did I apply pressure? Did you understand all of that? Okay, so now we're going to go back into the clip, and we're going to look at it again. It's the same exact clip. All right, so I'm walking up to B, and you take this fight. I'm controlling instantly the range. I'm limiting his options. I'm walking him back away from his teammates into my home base. He's trying to throw something. I know instantly that's a feat that takes away my stamina. I'm not giving him any room. I'm controlling the pace. I'm controlling the range, the defensive options, everything. He has to fight me because he's in my home base. He has no help. No one's coming to get him. So here's another clip. Yes, I like my own videos, but I'm taking this because I don't have this clip anymore. This is a little bit older. This is my friend. I found him in a random match. As you can see, I'm controlling not all of the aspects, but I am controlling the pace of it right now. I'm limiting his options. I'm forcing combo resets. He has to parry. His health is over. He has to do something. That's what you want to do. That's what pressure. That's what very good pressure looks like. Now here's another one. All right, I'm all in his face. I'm not giving him any room. I'm not really controlling the pace because I'm controlling the pace. I'm not really trying to back off him at any point. He came to the base. I want him out of there. I want that base. I'm controlling that. All right. So we're going to take a look at another clip here. Now I'm using a whole different character. This clip is going to show you what it looks like if you try to apply pressure without having any of the things that you are supposed to have. You do not control two of those options. You will not get anywhere. That's the problem a lot of players are doing. Instantly, he's controlling the range. He's already got me out of my stance. He's done it again. I can't get his timing down. He's doing it again. I got his timing down a little bit there, right? Now I'm in his face. He's lighting me out. He's not letting me stand there. He's controlling the range. He wants to back off. He wants that pacing. He's already got 2 of those. He's mixing me up. He's limiting my options. That's the 3rd one, because now I can't really get into my stance the way I actually want to do. So not only that, he's limiting my defensive options because I'm not going to be able to dodge out of his mix-ups. He's throwing the undodgeable. You see, he's controlling at least 4 of those options. I'm not really controlling anything, but yet I'm still trying to walk him down and bully him, and it's not working. This is what a lot of players and a lot of you guys are doing online, is you're not understanding what's actually happening. As you can see, he's backstepping the attack because he knows what I'm trying to do. He's controlling the timing because he knows I'm doing it. He's done it twice. He's controlling the range because he's backstepping. He's controlling the pace, so I can't just do whatever I want to do. He's controlling 3 of those. He's applying pressure. This is what I said is, pressure looks different with other characters. He doesn't have to be walking me down in my face. As you can see, he's limiting my options by the 4 because I haven't been able to get in my stance because he's throwing those undodgeables. That's why it's very, very, very important that you understand pressure versus momentum. As you can see here, I'm still trying to walk this guy down. I don't have any momentum. Now, if I got flipped, I need to do something. I need to back off. I need to slow down. He's trying to throw that unblock and undodgeable so I can get out of that stance. I got him toward a wall. Now I need to mix some things up. I need to start doing things I haven't done before. As you can see now, I couldn't get the momentum going, but it was tough, you know? So I ended up losing that duel, but here's another one. Here's another one. I'm using a different character. All right? He's trying to force me whatever he wants to do. He's not doing it right. Look, he's still trying to take stupid guesses about going with the top right. I'm not throwing the top right. Did you see his guard the entire time? It was on the top. Here's another one right here. Look at this. Look how I'm pressuring him. I'm controlling the pace, the range. Right there. He did a dodge attack. I didn't catch him on that. I'm controlling everything. I'm in his face. I'm playing a faster paced game. I'm controlling the range. I'm controlling the pace of the fight. I'm controlling his defensive options because I'm not really throwing anything big. I want him to stand there because I'm throwing that top light to force him to stop dodging. That's what I said earlier. I cut a little bit out, but I'm going to introduce you to that a little bit. Here's it again. Parried. I'm not giving you a chance. I'm all in your face. I'm all in your face. You can't dodge, as you can see. He's trying to get out of that. But he did that again. I made a read. I noticed that he did that. After I threw the heavy, finished him, trying to get frame trapping on him, he wouldn't let me because he knew he was so negative. And now he left the game. That's why this is important. Okay, so for range manipulation, you just know this had to be there. Like it just had to. I'm just wild. Just wild. But anyway, so for this fight, I fought the Shigoki here. And this fight was a little bit hard because I kind of struggled controlling the range with this. I did an okay job.
Round 1.
I did an okay job. Now, obviously, I don't play this character, as you can see the reps I have on him, but I did an okay job. So let's just take a look at the duel here. Instantly, I'm walking him in. I'm starting my combo early. I didn't want to wait till I got in his face because, you know, he's got that hyper armor shit. I don't want to deal with it. I'm trying to backstep out of his light, trying to catch his timing, but I can't get it. So I'm going to control the range by getting out of that. I'm extending my combo. I'm extending my dodge by doing that soft feint just so I can get extra timing on my dodge. So I won that. Not by, you know, standing all the way across the screen. You know, that's a form of range manipulation too. But sometimes you could be right in their face and not in their face, if that makes sense. As you can see, I was in his face. I didn't move back away from him. I didn't roll away from him. I didn't turn, unlock, and roll. That's not what I mean by range manipulation. I mean you are controlling and dictating his options just by your location in the midst of the fight. As you can see, I walked in again with an attack because if I miss and I don't like the look, I can backstep like I just did, go into a zone. I'm trying to catch his light timing, but that light is really tracking me, and that's what's really getting me. Now I'm backstepping. I don't want to sit there in front of a Shigoki. There's no reason to sit there. He's got hyper armor on his light attacks. He's got hyper armor on the heavies. He's got a really quick bash he can get into the mix up. There's no reason for me to stand in front of him. As you can see, that's what I've been really trying to do, is that backstep on. And he caught me with that. He caught me with a GB. You see, I'm trying to control the range here. I'm not doing a good job. I'm not doing a good job. I think I'm doing an okay job. I did okay the first round, but I really wasn't doing that good. So that's why this Shigoki, he's kind of able to do not exactly whatever he wants, because he is missing, you know, quite a few, but he's landing, you know, some pretty good damage. He's landing some pretty good damage. I'm trading with him, but the trades really aren't real good trades, if that makes sense. Right there, I'm still not controlling. I'm still stuck in front of him. I made him miss that one. That's pretty good range. I should have punished him with the light. Right there. Should have parried that. Now I gotta start applying my pressure now. He gets a good parry. And there we go. See, I'm controlling the range. I'm controlling his ability for defensive options. His defensive options on that last one was he had to just parry, because, you know, I'm throwing it like that. It's kind of, why are you still throwing a light if you know I'm doing a, you know, a dodge attack? So that's that.
Round 5.
All right, so this is the last round. This is the last round here for this duel. We're gonna take a look at what I do here, what I do good and what I do wrong. All right, so like I said, I'm walking in, right? He's now at this point, he's knowing what I'm doing. He should have my number. He know I was gonna walk him in, so he threw that heavy to catch me. Now I know he's throwing heavies all game to walk me and stop me from backstepping. He's still gonna throw the heavy, but he's doubling up the heavy because he knows I'm trying to backstep. So he's made his adjustments. He's made his adjustments. I have to play aggressive and with a sense of urgency. I have to, because the health is low. And then he gets me. That's pretty much how that goes. That's how that goes. So he did really good. I just didn't do too good of a job of controlling that range. So here's Shinobi gameplay. I actually play Shinobi. So I'm controlling the range off the rip. I'm limiting his options. He has to have his wide sweeping hit, or he's got to do that in dodgeball, which I just punished him with a deflect, because I'm controlling what I want him to do. I want that. I want those easy deflects on the dodgeball, because you really can't afford to just not throw them. You have to, especially if you're playing against a Shinobi. You have to. So now I'm just gonna manipulate the range a little bit, give him a little false sense of hope, thinking I'm there. I'm really not. He got me that one. He got me. So the backflip, and reset it again. Bam. See, I knew my next hit was faster than his follow-up. I was already positive. I did it again. He fell for it again. That's what textbook range manipulation looks like, right there. Okay, for this part, I'm just going to take the clip out of my Shinobi guide video. It's pretty much going to explain everything that I was going to say. So let's just go ahead and let it talk. So I'll explain after. All right, so just as promised, I got the terms up here on the screen for you guys. So guaranteed combos pretty much means there's 100%, there is zero way for you to get out of that combo. You will 100% eat that damage. Combo resets pretty much means you just restart the combo over. You kind of use those in the process of doing the other combos pretty much, and you kind of use that to link everything and just kind of reset them into a loop where they have to make a reaction. That's the only way to getting out of the combos. Practical means it's about less than a 50% chance of them escaping out of that combo. Practical, pretty much all it means is that the combo is pretty useful in most situations, meaning he has less than a 50% chance, which means you probably have about a 60% chance of, you know, landing it. It's pretty good odds. Not quite your bread and butter, but it's going to get things done. It's going to get him moving. It's going to get him reactions, type things like that. One guess combo means you can set up your opponent and they only have one chance to get out of it. Pretty much means as you can throw a combo or throw on a type attack, and based on his reaction, that'll set you up for a number of different things that he can do. Meaning he has to make the right correction that specific time for him to not eat the following combo damage. Check combos pretty much used to set your reaction to implement the one guess or two guess combo. All that means is
Virtually, you just can do that combo, and basically on the combo, you can visually see their reaction. While visually seeing the reaction, you can make a reaction and make a read off of that, and pretty much put them into a one guess combo, thus making it pretty much guaranteed.
Okay, so the combo reset, we're gonna talk about this real quick. The combo reset essentially is, think about you doing a combo, and you don't want the combo to end. You don't want him to get out of the combo, because usually there's an entry, there's the execution, and then there's the exit plan going back into neutral. All right, so you enter the combo usually with a light or a bash. You know, you're getting your damage off, boom, 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 and then you just cash in, and let's say you finish your heavy light combo, and then you're out. You know what I'm saying? But there are times where you can extend that combo. Instead of doing that heavy light to finish your combo, you can do heavy. Instead of doing the light, you do another heavy, feint it into light, feint, go into bash, and you're just restarting the combo. You know, you're extending it. That's essentially what it is. So I'll let my other video and my other clip do it for you. It'll talk.
Oh yeah, man, good old combo resets, man. One of my favorites. I love doing these, man. It just throws people off, man. Just a very good mix-ups. So combo resets, we're gonna dodge forward, we're gonna kick, do another dodge forward, and just loop him back in the same vortex. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about right now. Dodge forward, land it. Instead of doing a follow-up after the roll, we're gonna go right into the kick. Now he can dodge it. He can dodge it. He does have to read. This is typically kind of like a one guess. You wouldn't just do this, you know, in your first move if you wanted to. I mean, you could. I do it, but combo reset. He has to make a read to get out of that, or it's gonna keep looping pretty much. Same thing here, just showing you can actually start it off with a double, and then you can go into another double. You can start with a single, like the clip before, and then go into a double. You can do a single into a single. Pretty much just mix it up as much as possible, because the two kicks, very different timings. You aren't going to be able to survive both of them. You're going to have to pick either the double or the single. So I would say if you're going to use it, go ahead and make sure you mix it up. As you can see, he does a dodge attack. He still eats it. You can't mash out of it. You're going to have to respect it. Next one, just the kick, roll into it, and then just do the dodge forward heavy attack following. Instead of doing another kick, you can do that, and that'll just make your combo that much longer. And then if you land any part of it, you can just do a sickle range. This next one, very simple. It's actually just a backstep light attack. This backstep light attack will make you instantly get into the iframes. So if he does anything trying to mash you out of it, it's gonna eat something, you know, follow up. You can do a kick, you can do a sickle range, you can reset and use one of the combos before, use a combo reset, use a one guess. A lot of things you can do with him. As you can see, you can roll in, do some light, stuff like that. But if he does catch you with a GB coming out of the roll, you will be caught, and there's nothing you can do about it. Alright, another punish. Instead of actually parrying, I'm actually the guy that go for
All right, so I wanted to add on to this. I didn't really want to cut myself off, but let's kind of walk over a little bit slower of what I was doing here. So essentially, what I'm doing in a combo reset, I kick. Usually, you can go into a sickle rain here, right? You can go into a sickle rain, or you can go into a kick, and usually you do that and you backflip, and that's over. But a combo reset is, I want more. I want you to do something stupid. So instead of me doing one of those kicks or a sickle ring, I'm going to go into another dodge kick and do it again. So I'm starting off with the dodge forward kick. I want to do it again. As you can see here, I'm not done. I want to do it again. I want to start you over. And then maybe the next time I come in and I do something different. But essentially is, I want to condition your brain to see me doing that dodge kick so much that you're going to start doing stupid stuff like trying to mash out or dodge early. Now I want you to see that kick so much. So when you see me, you're instantly thinking, oh, he's finna kick. I got to get out of the way. I got to move. And then bam, you get hit with an undodgeable sickle rain. And now I'm doing all of this damage. And now on top of that, I can also reset myself out of that, put myself in a positive frame advantage to restart you in that loop again. So essentially, that's pretty much what a combo reset is. Now, it can get dangerous when you start playing with the combo reset game too much. So you need to cash in your damage. Cashing your damage simply means is you need to do that combo finisher at some point. Don't just keep playing and looping and looping. You're going to run out of stamina at some point. You don't want to be stuck in front of someone with no stamina. And, you know, I saw a couple people, they watch my video and they try to do it. But you're running out of stamina. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to do a little bit, and get out and be done. That's what I want.
Alright, so by now in the video you probably realized that some of these combos can go pretty much in any category depending on how you use it. But this next one is a check combo. This is just simply your dodge forward single light, the actual dodge forward light, nothing else after, just dodge forward light. Now I guarantee the minute you dodge forward light, you're gonna miss the first light, which is good. Now you need to see if he's gonna swing, is he gonna GB, is he gonna do nothing, what's he gonna do. Based on that, you can do a lot, as you can see. And you do it, he swings, you can backflip, if he try GB, you can just mash out. Alright, so next up we got the one guess combo. These are my favorite, I would say, because I do these like 90% of the time when I'm playing, especially if you see me on stream. You guys know this is what I'm doing. It's pretty safe the way I play. Kind of hard to punish me, so this is what I do. First up, this is your out of stamina one. Now this is a little special because this is actually an unparryable attack. This is unparryable tech, meaning if you are playing against an opponent and he tries to parry, he will 100% a chance to get hit with this 100% of the time. There is absolutely zero chance you can parry this attack. The only option is for him to guess right and only block. He can't dodge, obviously it's undodgeable. He can't GB you out of it, he can't mash out of it, and he can't parry it. He can only block it. I would use this if he's on his last bit of stamina or that attack will put you out of stamina, making him want to parry. Next up, we have just the light, heavy, undodgeable combo, or light, heavy, unblockable combo. Very useful. Depending on his reaction, you can get a lot of damage, put him in a sickle rain, and pretty much just restart the combo from there, moving into the combo resets later on. So, very useful. Next up, this next combo, I like this combo actually a lot. It comes in handy very well in certain situations if you use it right. Just your dodge forward heavy, let the heavy fly, and then afterwards you can actually follow up that light attack, based on his reaction. As you've seen, this is the same clip from earlier. Like I said, it can go to any way, but based on this, if he sidesteps and GBs, you will land the light attack. From after that, you can actually throw a sickle rain if you want to. If you try.
Okay, so same thing here. I'm gonna go over a little bit slower here. It's a check combo. Essentially, I want to do one move to check your reaction so I can do what I want to do to beat that reaction. I'm playing a chess game, not checkers. So I'm going to slowly check you. I'm going to dodge forward. I know you're going to dodge because you're expecting that kick, like I conditioned you earlier with the combo reset. Now you're going to dodge that thinking it's a kick, but it's really just a light, right? I'm going to do that one light because after that light, I can backflip, as you just seen. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to backflip. Bam. I don't want to get hit. And from there, I can go to kick, hit you with the heavy, then you're playing my game again. Then you're playing my game again, all right? That's what I want to do. That's essentially what that is. Now, the one guess combo, it's kind of what it sounds like. You got one chance to guess. You don't have ample amount of opportunities to kind of do whatever you want to do. This is kind of going to, like I said, the untechable. This is kind of, how do I say it? I wouldn't teach anybody this. I kind of prefer to keep certain secrets, to myself. But you can use it, I guess. But essentially this is a one guess. You have one chance. This is what those untechables are. You got one chance. The only chance you have is to block. You can't dodge. You clearly can't mash out. You're out of stamina. You can't parry it clearly because you just see him getting hit with it every time he tries to parry it. So the only thing he can do is just stand there. He can't do anything. He can't. I'm sorry to say, but there's nothing he can do. So what I would do here is, like I said earlier about the whole delaying your attacks, you probably see me do this a lot of my clips. I'll light, and then I'll just do something. I'll throw it on dodgeable or something. You know, you want to kind of play that game, you know, make him do something. Make him do something. So I'm going to dodge forward here. I want you to move because you think it's a kick. That's what I want you to do. I want you to move thinking it's a kick. I kind of don't want to land the heavy. It doesn't really matter. If you GB me, I'm going to light you out. And because that's only my second attack, I can go into my sickle rain being positive frame advantage, or I can backflip out of that and just reset. But like I said, you got to land that light if he's going to GB. If he doesn't GB, you just backflip and you're reset. So you're safe. That's essentially what it is. It's just the way I play. You really don't have much, much to do. It's kind of, I don't know how to put it. I mean, that's kind of how I play. I know a lot of people, some people say that, you got a really good shinobi. I get a lot of shit. A lot of people say, oh, your shinobi is so trash, man. You're so annoying to fight. I know it's annoying because I'm not giving you a lot of options to get out of that. I don't want to do that. That's essentially what I'm doing. I don't want to give you a lot of options to get out of there. So that's my whole premise. I don't want to give you an option, or I'm only going to give you one chance to get out. Other than that, everything else is guaranteed unless you do something about it. That's essentially how you should play. All right, so let's take a look at this duel, man. This is the full duel. Here is the full duel. So I'm able to pretty much do what I want. He's not parrying. He's not really giving me anything to fear. So I instantly can just control the range because I'm always in his face. I'm controlling the pacing. I'm playing a fast-paced game where, I want you to do something. I'm controlling his defensive options. I'm throwing top lights, not allowing him to dodge out of the mix-ups. So I'm already controlling 3 of those options. I instantly already have the pressure. So I'm just going to walk him down until he does something different, which he did. He started off with hyper armor to get into his mix-ups because he doesn't know how to get into it. So I'm going to keep doing it. Bam, catch him. It's not your turn to swing. You don't know when it's your turn to swing. So that's when I finish him off. And then he's just going to leave again. So let's go back and slow that down and break it down a little bit. We're going to break it down. That was a little fast. I walk him in. I get into my mix-ups. He did a dodge attack. He doesn't want to deal with the mix-ups. I'm throwing some blocks. I don't respect his unblockable. All right. I mix it up between heavies and lights, right? I throw a heavy finisher. He does a dodge attack out of that. He doesn't want to deal with the pressure. He's not really even parrying, as you can see. He's just mashing out of a lot of the attacks. He's not even guarding the right direction most of the time because he's trying to get my timing and he's completely off. I'm holding those attacks. I'm not just throwing them as fast as I can, which is a lot of what Dominion, average players are in Dominion are doing. They're just throwing them as fast as they can. They're not going to get any faster. So you need to hold those and delay those attacks because I'm hiding the indicator, which is why he's a little irritated. He's not able to see where I'm going until it's too late. He's going to walk in so he can get his hyper armor so he can start his combos because he can't get anything going. So I stop his momentum right there by getting that parry. I want you back on defense. He still is really shaky. I threw that heavy finisher again. He dodged attack and I caught him with it. That's what making a read looks like. You got to get some kind of momentum first. If you want to make reads off of your momentum, that's all cool. You don't have to have momentum or any kind of pressure to make a read. That's not what I'm saying. But it does help a lot more. A lot more. It makes your reads that much more obvious. As you saw, I cut all his options down to defending yourself. I literally didn't give him an option. That was only 2 rounds. I didn't even give him a chance to do anything. So this is a different fight here. This is a different fight. So now I'm using my main Shinobi, and we're gonna play this game. I want to control the range. So this game, I'm kind of not in his face. I'm not off him because I know he has a longer weapon. Kensei typically has pretty good range. So I don't want to be right on him. I want to give him a little bit of space. I don't want to play too long. I don't want to play too close because I don't want to get snapped up by those lights. I want to play just over that of his range. So I'm trying to fill him out. I'm controlling the range pretty good. I'm in pretty decent control of the pacing. I threw that unblockable. All right, so we're gonna run that back and slow it down again. I instantly control the range because I don't want him feeling any comfortable. I want to throw him off a little bit, throw his timing off. His guard is still at the top because he's a little bit slower than me. So I'm controlling the mid range, as you can see. I'm not right on his character. I'm not all the way in his face. I want to spread it out a little bit so that way I can be just out of his range. I want him to step forward a little bit. I threw a kick, he sidesteps. So now I'm trying to take into account, when does he sidestep? Because that's essentially what I want. I want you to sidestep. I want easy deflex just like I got that one. So I kick him. I'm rolling in. I'm about to give him a mix-up. I throw an unblockable. I try to go into a GB. Bam. That's how I get him to move. He's through a sidestep. That's his twitch, okay? That's his thing. There are people have these things where they do in stressful situations, they can't help themselves. They go to that one particular movement. That's his thing. So he's already shown me he's going to dodge after that unblockable. He's not going to deal with it. So now I'm just going to let it rip. Because if I miss it, I'm just going to backflip. And then I'm positive I'll kick him and get the execution anyway. So that's what I'm going into as far as the reads. That's what I mean by making, you know, a very good read, because he's already shown me he's not going to deal with the mix-ups. That's the problem. You guys are trying to make people deal with the mix-ups. A lot of people in the community don't want to deal with them. Don't let him deal with the mix-ups. It's okay. I'm controlling the range. I'm trying to. He snuffed me out. He already knew what I was trying to do. So clearly he knows a little bit of what he's doing. Bam. See? I caught him because he did that the first round. He already knows he doesn't want to deal with the mix-ups. So if he's going to do that sidestep when I try to go into my unblockable or anything with my forward roll mix-up, I'm just not going to force him to do anything. I'm just going to let him do what he wants to do, but I'm going to punish him for it. I was expecting him to dodge, but he didn't dodge. Other than this, I'm just kind of playing smart. I should have deflected that, but I really don't know what I was doing. I think my brain cut off or something. He threw it a third time. So, you know, you kind of make these reads. Reads aren't just this hugely complicated thing, you know? Everybody's going to give you something. They're going to give you something. I don't care how good of a player you are. Even I do. I give you something. I have something I do more than one time. When you're a better player, you'll be able to identify what it is yourself. So I did it again. I tried to control the range off rip. He's catching me because I'm kind of dodge happy right now. I'm trying to get some clips off him. I'm trying to deflect. Bam. I didn't catch that because he hasn't thrown it like that before. So, bam. He knew I threw it the last time. Bam. He's throwing it off his timing now. Now he's mixing up his timing. So now I have to catch him. I'm forcing his direction into that. I'm increasing the pace. I'm increasing I'm controlling the range here. I'm increasing the range. I'm all in his face. I have the pressure here. I just ran out of stamina. But here comes that dodge. We knew it. I missed the deflect. But like I said, everybody has something they do in a stressful situation. And for him, like most other Kenseis, it's that dodge. Whether it's a dodge attack or it's just him getting out of the way. So that's why I say reads aren't this huge complicated thing. It's really not. You guys just have to calm down a little bit and just look at what he's doing. You can't force anybody to deal with the mix-ups. That's the thing that's confusing you guys. You don't have to make someone deal with the mix-ups. If they don't want to deal with the mix-up, don't let them deal with it. But it's okay. At some point, he's gonna realize, damn, I gotta deal with the mix-up. So here it is here. Another Kensei. What did we learn? He has a tendency of being very, very shy right now, it looks like. He's throwing a lot of lights, so he doesn't feel like he's really, you know, good enough. So I mix him up a lot, but if you paid attention that first round, you need to take away some key points. All right? He's throwing a lot of lights. 1. 2, he's not holding it in him. He's not delaying any of them. 3, he's trying to feint into lights. I don't think he threw 1 GB that entire round. None. Not saying it's bad, but that's what we take it away from that. He wants to play this fast-paced game. He's trying to fight. He doesn't have any momentum. Here's a light. Here's a heavy. Here's a light. Feint to another light. Here's a feint to a GB. So we're getting his timing down now. we're getting his timing down. He's very twitchy, as you can see. He's very twitchy. So that tells me I have full dominant control of what's going on. All right, he's scared of me parrying his light. That's why he's feigning in lights and feigning in light. This is the second time he's ran us down in this round. It's not because he's bad. It's because I'm controlling his options. I parried his light, so he knew he can't just throw lights whenever he wants against me. I'm not one of those other opponents. You're going to have to throw some mix-up. So what does he do? He light, feint, light, feint, light. He's trying to feint into light. So we're taking away his confidence, essentially. That's a form of pressure, is it not? If I'm controlling your options, the options to defend yourself doesn't necessarily mean you're playing defense. But if I'm controlling what your options are to do, I'm controlling the fact that you're hesitant to throw your own lights. If you can't throw lights, what can you do? It's like a boxer with no jab. So we're looking at this round here. Now he's getting into his unblockable. He has to mix it up. He has to get some form of momentum here, because now we're playing into the crucial part. If he loses this round, it's it. All right, so now he's going to start doing something more risky. He's going to have to start letting some of these things rip. And bam, he threw a mix-up he hasn't thrown all game. That's good. That's good. That means he's mixing it up. He's taking more chances. He's being risky. He's opening himself up from being a safer fighter, which means if he's opening him up from being safer, he's going to be more able to be exploited in different ways. So now I'm not throwing top light. He parried it. I'm going to frame trap him. You block the last heavy. I'm going to keep throwing it. So I'm going to let it rip. But now he's stopping me. He doesn't want to get frame trapped anymore. He knows now. So now, he did it again. That's 2 times now. So now what do I need to do? GB now. And there we go. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video, man. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting the video. This was a lot of hours, man. Man, this took a lot to record, especially the footage. I did everything pretty much myself, other than my buddy in the sparring matches. If this got enough support, enough views, enough likes and comments, I'll go ahead and do a defensive portion. But if not, man, this is gonna be it. I really do. I have everything written down, man. I just got to get the footage. That's really just the hardest part for me, is just getting the footage, because like I said, I do everything alone. If, like I said before in the beginning, if anybody wants to help me out, go ahead, man, and drop a message in my I'm on Xbox, man. So it's XRyuChiOniX. It's actually in the description, under the videos, under all my shorts, man. Yeah, man. So I'm thinking about doing a lot of things. I got a lot of things that I want to do. But like I said, this has to get enough support, because the amount of work that I'm doing, and it's a lot, and I would hate for me to do all this and this just gets no attention. So like I said, man, thank you guys for coming out, man. Really appreciate it. But like I said, stick around. Here's a little snippet of what you guys could be doing, when this defensive portion comes out.